She's received scholarships, awards, and has studied alongside famous musicians. A journey of love for music which began when she first picked up the violin at the age of 4 and has seen today's guest, Maria Sławek, tour the world. Well, we're lucky enough to be here in the POLIN Museum with the history of Polish Jews, where we're going to find out more about her life and indeed listen to some of her incredible music. Maria, thank you so much for joining us in this magnificent museum.
Thank you.
This isn't the first time you've been here?
No, it's I think a 12th or 13th time. I don't even know. I've been here several times.
Let's hope it's not the 13th. You're lucky 13. Have you played in this museum as well?
No, not yet. Not yet.
Well, we're going to break that barrier or challenge today because you're going to play, and hopefully some people who are in the museum today will be able to
I'm very happy for that.
hear you. So I've read online that you first picked up the violin at the age of 4, which for me seems quite impossible, imagining a 4-year-old pick up the violin. Was it love at first sight?
I don't really know, but my mum is a cellist, and I was really raised in the Philharmonic in Gdańsk. So I thought that every people play some instruments. So the only thing I knew back then was that I don't want to play the cello, which now I think was so stupid. I mean, cello is such a beautiful instrument, but then I thought that maybe I want to play something different than my mom. So I picked up violin. But it's back then it was the very beginning of the 90s, and maybe being a 4-year-old was a bit early. These days, like in China, people start playing when they're 2.
They're worried if you're not playing at 4.
Yeah, 4 is now too late, I think.
And when your mum obviously remembers that moment much better than you do, did she say she could tell that you had the knack, the talent for playing, or did it take quite a long time?
I think they knew that I can sing in tune, and I'm interested in music, and it felt very natural, I think, for me. And I had very, very good teachers in the beginning, because I was lucky enough to play to learn with teachers from the post-Soviet, so Russia, but also Ukraine, and so they knew how to work with little children. And I remember that I first started playing just pizzicato without bow. So that was my first concert. I performed just at the
age of
4. Yeah.
At the age of 4, you had your first concert.
Yes, I had.
I'm blown away.
So I had violin in my one hand, and in the other hand I had this puppet? How do you say that? So I was a rabbit, I think.
It was a one-person show.
I put it on the piano. I played with the piano, and I performed. There are some pictures.
Well, we're going to have a little performance from you today, Maria. So tell us, you've got the new album out with your cellist, Marcin.
Yeah, Marcin Zdunik. He's going to be here in a moment.
Here in a minute. What's the first tune that you want to play us?
We decided to play Bach Inventions because that's like the main work on the album. Although the title of the album, which is Rejoice, comes from the title of the sonata by Sofia Gubajdulina, which is Freudig or Rejoice, but we decided to use the English title for that. And basically, all the works are somehow related to Bach. So he was like those pieces were like the most, I wouldn't say maybe the most important, but we started from Bach, and we somehow, as I said, we relate other things to Bach and to all the things that are actually in Bach's music. So the kind of a mysticism as well, and also other issues that I wrote in the essay inside the booklet. So I think it's maybe interesting for some people to read about that.
Well, let's listen to that now. So we're going to cut to the music and we'll come back to the conversation after that piece. Now, Maria, I can see you've got this extraordinary violin. I'm going to ask the stupid question of how much it costs, but more importantly, where is it from?
It says, the label says, it's from Paris, and that it's made by the Charles-François Gant, who was a student, and then he continued the tradition of Nicolas Loupeau, a very, very famous French violin maker, and that it's from 1817. So
1817,
yes.
so it's 203 years old.
Yeah.
How do you feel when you have such an old and prestigious instrument in your hands?
I obviously don't think about it all the time, because then I wouldn't be able to play it, I think. In my case, I almost always play the old instrument, and I think the emotions that you get, because you don't know how many people played it and who played it before and who touched it, and this is everything is like, written down in the wood. So I think it's like also a metaphysical.
If only violins could talk,
thing.
What stories this violin would tell us.
There was this movie, The Red Violin. I'm sure you, or maybe somebody else watched it. So it's basically about the history of the violin, the potential history of the violin, who played it. Yeah.
Now, tell me, what's the second piece of music that you're going to play with us today?
We're going to play the inventions, like just inventions, but few of them. So everything is going to be by Bach, because we recorded 15 inventions, and we would like to play several different little inventions today, because some of them are faster, some of them are slower. Some of them we use techniques that are not so well known, and also what's important, those pieces are written for a keyboard instrument originally. So what we did was we transcribe it somehow for the violoncello, and that makes it original already, like that. Yeah.
Okay, well, let's go and listen to this second piece. Maria, if I go onto your website, mariaswawek.com, I can see you've got concerts there, so you can find out where Maria's playing, and maybe it'll be in a town or a concert hall near you, if you remember.
If I remember to, yeah. I mean,
when you're on
sorry
stage,
if I don't.
when you're on stage and you're in the zone, or even preparing for when you're going on stage, do you feel butterflies in your stomach? Are you nervous? You get excited? Is it euphoric when you come off stage? How do you feel performing?
But butterflies are something, that I think you should really feel before the concert. I mean, it is an excitement and a bit of anxiety also, I think, but I'm used to this. So I would feel weird if I didn't feel anything before. And also I like being on stage, I like playing with people, and I like the feeling after a concert as well. So.
And it's recording in a studio. A bit more boring.
Oh, recording is it's horrible. Yeah, it's horrible. It's really something horrible. Yeah, because you want to keep the energy like you have on a concert, and you want to be sometimes you want to be better than you really are. So you're fighting with yourself very much, and then for many hours. So it's really you feel so exhausted afterwards.
Yeah. Tell us about the third piece that you're going to play for us today.
We're going to play a bit from the sixth invention, also by Bach, because we use pizzicato articulation here, so we don't use bows. And I think it might be interesting because, as I said before, those pieces are written for the keyboard instruments, so they can't use this articulation, and that was our idea, to sound it a bit different, a bit maybe more fresh somehow. So I'm wondering if you liked it.
Well, let's find out. We'll go to that third piece. So Maria, the album is called Rejoice, and that's the pieces you've been playing from today. You've got obviously other albums. All of them are available on Spotify and all the usual places where you can find the album.
Yeah.
I wonder, how has it been received? Because as you say, you've done some unconventional things with this.
Yeah, the international premiere was in January, so it's actually not that long time ago. But I think that those people who already listened to it, they really liked it. And we got many messages on Facebook and on email from people who already listened to it. We observed that many people listen to us on Spotify as well, so I'm very happy for that. And
when you finish an album, are you exhausted and you never want to think about another one, and you're already thinking about, hey, what can I do next?
no, after recording, after finishing everything, like from the recording till it finally gets to the shops, I'm very exhausted. But I think like in a few months I'm gonna, some ideas will again pop into my head.
This is the passion of the artist. Well, Maria, we don't normally do this, it's quite unusual for our program, but you're now with your partner Marcin going to play the fourth piece as basically the ending to this. So what are you going to play for our final piece?
We're going to play also the invention, but this time it's going to be number 4 in D minor. And it's a longer piece, a bit more singing, I think. And I just hope you like it, and that you will feel that you want to listen to all the inventions after that.
Which is of course available in the album Rejoice. So if you have enjoyed this conversation, and indeed the music you've heard from Maria and from Marcin, you can find out more fascinating conversations with fascinating people, leading fascinating lives in the fascinating country of Poland on the Heart of Poland programme, which you'll find on the First News channel, wherever you're looking for it on the internet. I'll see you again for another episode of Heart of Poland.
Thank you.